Since the dawn of time, our drive for a better life now draws the map of our future. And Sophia Tech Park is the home of innovation. Business, science, and education feel at home. The laboratory complex of the park is the cutting edge of progress. Total of 11 high-tech laboratory units led by luminaries of Bulgarian science. Innovation is the focus of all the startup companies in the business incubator. Sophia Tech Park is home to dozens of young Bulgarian enterprises with a high-tech profile. Sophia Tech Park is the home of innovation.
We are doing television here. Hello everybody and welcome to the next edition of the Clubhouse Anonymous Innovators Club. Today we are having this special edition all held in English because we have a very special occasion to do so. We are partnering for a couple of years now, partnering with one of the greatest conferences and partners in Europe regarding innovation and startup events and networking. So that's why we have dedicated this edition to this special conference, the Next Web. Let's see the video clip once more, and then I will present to you our special guest today. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you our special guest directly from Amsterdam, the Netherlands, Inge. Hello, Inge.
Hey, everyone. Hello.
Nice meeting you in this these special circumstances we live in. Hopefully, we survived last year. So everything looks much better now, and we can restart and start talking about new events or new approach to our events. Why? Because we have something very common in our hearts that we want to develop, we want to improve, we want to innovate, and we want to move this world further ahead. So thanks for joining us. This is one of the ways that we can confirm our partnership, as well as to announce what have you prepared for us this year. Last year we did not have the pleasure to be part of the next web, but the next web from last year is coming this year, right? So you're doing your conference this year in full speed. So could you please tell us something more about what you have prepared this year? Because I'm looking really forward to it. We have very nice and successful memories from 2019, when actually a group of startups from Bulgaria came and visited the conference. They have done their networking. I believe most of them are really satisfied about their visit, because this is one of the best ways actually to promote your business, to promote your innovation, and to find proper partners and customers for your technology or whatever you're developing. So
yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm very excited about this year. I'm looking forward to it, and please share something more, because this clip is not enough for me.
No, so yeah, thank you, Mark, for having me on your show, and for telling something more about our event. Let me also first introduce shortly myself. So I'm Innovators. I work now for almost 3 years for the Next Web. I work as a global partnerships manager, so now responsible for bringing partners on board, both from the public sector as well as the private sector, and also working together with these partners to bring their startups. And in that way, I got to know Sophia Investment Agency and Sophia Tech Park, who visited our co-working space in 2019. And following from their visit, they brought a group of startups to our conference. So yeah, that was very successful. And obviously last year we had a digital conference like anyone else, and this year we're coming back with a hybrid format. Yeah, so I'm happy to give you a short presentation about like what our company does, what we do as an event, how the event is going to look like, and why you as a startup should actually be there this year. But for the ones that don't know us yet, we are a company acquired by the Financial Times in 2019, and we have 4 different business units. Most people know us from our media brand, thenextweb.com, or from one of our events, so the TNW conference. But we do also have spaces. We have 3 different co-working spaces in Amsterdam, where we have over 60 companies working, and we do also tailor-made innovation programs for corporates and governments. So yeah, together we call it the heart of tech, where we really connect all the stakeholders within the ecosystem and help them to move forward in this world. So basically, our event, what we are here for. It will take place on 30 September and the 1st of October, so on the Thursday and on the Friday, and it will take place in Amsterdam, but also online. So we decided this year that we're going to do a hybrid event, because we do realize, and I think a lot of people within the events industry, that if you're hosting an event in September, October, not everyone is already going to fly from all over the world to attend a business event. That said, we still want to share our content and give access to our speakers and workshops also to our audience in far away, for example, in Asia or the US, or even in Bulgaria or in other parts of Europe. Therefore, we're going to keep our online conference that we also did like last year, but we have an in-person component to it with 4,500 attendees in Amsterdam. That means that we do have a global audience, but probably more global online, and in person we expect more people from Western Europe, so short flight, car and train distance. But there we will also focus a lot on networking, which means for you as a startup, you can both come for the in-person event. The startup program will be there in person, but the startup program will also be there online. So you have the opportunity to choose what you think would be more comfortable for you, or where you think you will get the most return on your investment. So these are our themes for the conference. We're having plugged. This is all about consumer tech. We're having a theme neural, which is all about AI. We're having a theme called shift. It's actually a full event within an event, where also the attendees can network amongst each other. This is all about the future of mobility. Then we have growth quarters, which can particularly be interesting for you as a startup, because it's all about growth, learning from each other, learning from each other's experiences, also for ecosystems, growing ecosystems. So very interesting track for the younger companies. And then hard fork, obviously also hot topic at the moment. It's all about crypto and finance markets, etc. Here you see some pictures from our last in-person conference. So we used to have 20,000 attendees. This year we decided to do the in-person event only for 4,500 attendees. Simple reason is that, as I said, we're not expecting everyone to already fly to Amsterdam to attend, and we really wanted to make it a small group, a high quality group, a group that really can network with each other, do business with each other, and so bring more the B2C audience, so the people that actually always come for the speakers and more inspiration, we move them to the online event, because most of the content sessions and the speakers, etc., will take place online. So yeah, here you see, as you also saw in the intro video, here you see a couple of our partners. I can confidently say that half of these will be also present at our conference this year again. Always a must attend for media. We get a lot of media coverage. We have a lot of journalists attending. We have a global VC network, so there are investor passes. The investors will also participate in the matchmaking and be easily accessible for startups to get meetings with. And here it has always been a launchpad for scale ups. Here you see a couple of success cases of really big scale ups, or sometimes even already unicorns that started in the startup program at our conference, and are now like $1 billion companies. For example, Adyen. And here you see some key numbers from our from the global reach that we do have with our media arm. And then I want to explain a bit more about this year's in-person event. This is the venue. There will be on the right hand side, you see a big indoor garden. That's our event garden. It's all about networking. As I mentioned, we're really putting emphasis on that for this year, as it's a small group of people. On the left hand is actually left top hand, the black box is actually where everything takes place. Here will be in venue number 2, the startup pitching area. It's the full business floor. There you also have the startup pillars, and where you can exhibit. We will have one main stage and 2 smaller stages for some content. And the link that we make to our online conference is that there's going to be a live stream from all the stages. So there will be an interaction with our online audience, and there will be a dedicated area at the in-person event where you can see what is happening actually online, because online we will have 5 different stages, out of which 3 are programmed by TNW. 1 will be programmed by our mother company, the Financial Times, and 1 will be the Shift event, as I mentioned, the Future of Mobility event, which is an event within an event, so that stage will run all day just around that topic. Of course, we also have some workshops and some meeting areas in house number 4, and you can, you have the connection, the hallway between the black box, so the business area and the stages, and with the event garden. And obviously, like any other conference, at the end of the day we have drinks and a closing party as well. Here you see some images from our venue, so you already get a bit of the vibes that we're going to bring. It's located at Amsterdam Zaandam, which is like 25 minutes from Central Station by boat, but you can also get there by train and via bus. Also by from the Central Station by car, it's around 15 minutes. It's located on the water, and it used to be old warehouses, so it has this look and feel. That was actually my presentation for about the conference. Now, of course, what can you get as a startup? So we have two startup programs, online and in person. They're actually the same, though there's one slight difference. So if you take one startup program, which is at the cost of €800, each startup gets 2 passes, whether that's for the in-person event if you decide to come in person, or for the digital event. You all are eligible to pitch. There will be a selection up front, so every startup can sign up, and then a jury decides which startups actually are going to pitch during the event, whether that's online or in person. You will all get access to the matchmaking tool, so you will have access to plan meetings with investors or vendors or any other interesting partners you want to speak to. The only difference is that for the in-person event, startups get a pillar for 1 day at the exhibition floor. And if you're coming online, you get a digital booth for 2 days. So that's the only difference that we have. But the prices are the same. And also good to know is that the whole audience of TNW, whether they buy a ticket for online or a ticket for in person, everyone will go into the same networking app, and everyone will be able to connect to each other. We're working with Grip, so it might be a platform that you already know. So you can either have your meeting in person if you're both in Amsterdam, but you can also have your meeting online. And it's integrated with Hopin, our online event tool. So you are able to host your meetings within Hopin. But if you say like, hey, it doesn't match during those 2 days, of course, you're free to take it offline as well. So yeah, that said, Mark, back to you. Do you have any questions? Anything that we can chat about?
Thank you, Inge. Yeah, we can close your presentation now, so I can see you back. Yep. Thank you. It is impressive, and let me share some personal experience with you guys. This is one of the best events for startups ever. So please do not hesitate to give us a call, get in touch with us, and ask us more questions. But let me tell you this: nothing is better than personal encounter live. I would not suggest, even so we have digital studio here at the clubhouse, I would always recommend personal connections, because we are human beings, we're emotional creatures, and we need personal physical encounter. So nothing is better than going there, getting physical for 2 days, and getting in touch with the people you need, and probably they need you and your solution. This is something very special on this event, because nobody's there by mistake. You know, this is not the main street in Amsterdam, right? Everybody there is on purpose, and most likely probably similar purpose as yours. So whoever you talk to, it may be your valuable connection, your valuable network person. Everybody talks in the startup language, let's say this. Yeah. Also many policymakers, many funds, investors. I will give you another success story. One of the startups in 2019 got to the stage on pitching stage actually, and they reached the finals, and they have connected with global players in their industry, and they got in touch with that just in about 1 day. Nothing like this would happen here in Bulgaria while you sit in your office in Sofia. So guys, get in touch with us. Now we are going to discuss even more details about organization, but this is the event that you have to go to on an annual basis.
I also I also do think that I'm confident to say I worked for a couple of events in the past, other events. The next web is very much centered around networking. So, for example, we don't have a lot of VIP areas. We only have one speaker room. That's it. We do that because then everyone has the opportunity to run in that amazing speaker or into that investor or that CEO from that company, because we do believe everyone should be accessible for everyone. So that means that you can basically stand next to one of the top speakers at the bar, right? Or find your investor while you're queuing up for the toilet. I don't know, like, let's say anything like that. We don't have VIP areas for them, only for speakers. And that means also that for startups, it's easy to find your next investor next to your bar. So I always say, like, have your elevator pitch ready, because you never know who you walk into. And translating that to our own organization, our founders, Boris and Patrick, they walk around all day at the venue, and they love to speak to everyone. I'm bet Patrick always does around through the startup village because he loves startups. That's why he started this company and working in this industry. So that's really our philosophy, and we don't really believe in VIP rooms. So I think it's a great opportunity, especially with such a small audience in person, to really meet that investor or that vendor that you want to speak to.
Awesome. Inge, please tell me something more about, the digital registration is more or less much easier, but how about the logistics on the traveling to Amsterdam? Last time we did it was that actually we coordinated all the startups from Sophia Tech Park. So we were a bigger group, and you even paid us even better attention because we are a larger group, and you organized for us even additional meetings with special people. Should we do this again this year, or you have another, logistically speaking, another way of dealing with larger groups?
So startups can sign up, of course, themselves via thenextweb.com/conference/startups. This link will be shared by Mark also to you. But if you are with a group of startups, for example, 10 or more, then we can create an official delegation, and we can give you a discount. And in that sense, we can also decide to group you all together on the business floor, so all the Bulgarians startups together, and even add the Sophia Tech Park logo, for example, to your startup pillar. Similarly, we can do online, of course, but that's as you said, you really encourage everyone to come to Amsterdam. However, in the logistics, so every startup needs to register themselves, because we need all your company data, your logo, etc., also to share with the jury for the pitching, but also for the production team to print your logo for your booth. But that's up to you, up to Sophia Tech Park to decide whether you want to group it all together, or say, like, hey, every startup can sign up via this link and goes by itself. At the moment, we don't have a mandatory vaccination for COVID, so that's something that our government doesn't want to arrange, but we don't know how that evolves. At the moment, also, we are still waiting for the government to release all events after the 1st of September. What we do expect is that at the entrance, you have to show either a negative test result or a proof of vaccination. But then once you enter our venue, there are no COVID measures, so no mouth masks and no 1.5 meter distances. That's basically, and any updates that we get, we will share, of course, with you. But at the moment, we're also waiting for our government. But so far, so good, and we're just planning ahead as that we're going to have this event. And of course, if you decide to come in person and we have to cancel the in-person event, you will automatically get your online booth and a program. So no worries there. You will be transferred to the online event.
And that's good, because you always that's always some sort of a backup plan.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was my next question, but actually you answered already on that. So yeah. Well, any particular news about this year's event, or everything is still a secret about the headlines, about the main speakers? Yeah. Is there something even smaller that you can and you want to share with us?
I know you have been to our event before. We always have a great opening. Yeah. I know that they have a really good idea in mind again. I can't say anything explicitly about it yet, but it's our 15th anniversary. So 15, we're 15 years old already. So there will be something special for that. I also can release that we do have an after party after the event on Friday evening in a club, the Jimmy Woo, on the Leidseplein, a really big square here in Amsterdam. It's where all the club and the bars are. So definitely a good party to close this 15th edition. Headlines I can't say anything about yet, but a lot of speakers are already released online. So yeah, there will be some really great surprises. But I also do think, and it's important to say, that the Next Web is an event, a tech festival, more we call it. There's a lot of music and creativity all around. So it's not your average trade fair in some indoor hall. It really brings you a festival vibe, with music, with food trucks, with bars all around, and really informal vibe also to do business actually.
Very cool. Yeah, the atmosphere in Amsterdam is cool anyway, and I would even recommend that visitors should go not only for the TNW but spend the weekend just walking around and see the city, because it's really worth seeing, and always combining pleasure with work.
Yeah, exactly. And fingers crossed that the in-person event will take place as we have envisioned it, and also fingers crossed for good weather. Of course, we still live in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam. 30th of September, it can go both ways. We can have 20 degrees and sun. We can also have like 10 degrees and rain. So let's hope for the best. But anyhow, like I really hope to see everyone in person again after a full year of digital events. Even though I believe in the power of digital content, I think for networking, it works best if we see each other face to face, in person.
Thanks very much, Inge. I really appreciate how our partnership is actually developing, that it takes time to grow, of course, as everything else. But really, this is a very good example that actually no nationality or any distance is important. The most important thing is sharing common values, common purposes, and working for the best for our society and for our entrepreneurial ecosystems. This is very important, not only for the competitiveness of Europe, but also the satisfaction of every single soul that is entrepreneurial. You know, because this is one small world, and looking cosmic wide, we are a very small planet, so we have to get more united and more with common goals, so we can go to the space very much easier actually, and to develop solutions and technologies that actually would take us to other planets, and to grow our human civilization in the best possible way.
Yes, definitely. So I hope to see you all there, and so get in touch with Mark if you have any questions. We will share our website with you, of course, where the startup program is all described. The registration link is included. And we really hope to see some new Bulgarian startups being involved again in our conference.
Thank you much, Inge, for your precious time. I appreciate that we organize it very easily and very quickly, but time is ticking. So guys, please go and register on the website. We'll share more information afterwards on the link below the stream. So go ahead, go register and ask us any questions. We'll get you directly in touch with Inge and other teammates, so we can get your particular issue sorted out in order to be included into this conference in the best possible way. And it is our privilege and our great honor to be your partner, Inge, and I hope that we bring you even more value, because partnerships should bring mutual value to all parties. Thank you once again. This was Clubhouse, and regular, actually special edition of the club of Anonymous Innovator Club. So thank you very much, guys, and see you soon. Take care and get in touch with us for more questions. Bye bye. Thank you.
We used to watch when the sun goes down. We used to talk when the lights go out. Now we're in the dark, far apart, looking up at the stars. So much space where we are. But baby, I'll find you wherever we'll come back together. We used to stare up into the sky. We used to look up into the light. Now we're in the dark, far apart, looking up at the stars. So much space where we are. But baby, I'll find you wherever